That's when we realized the industry was actually the wrong way around. Products just aren't formulated with melanin-rich skin in mind. Who knew teenage angst would turn into a brand? I don't remember how many times we said A Beauty. You're like, it's A Beauty!
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Space NK YouTube channel. My name is Raquel and today I am joined by Sabrina Elba, who is one of the brand founders of Sable Labs.
Yes.
And we're going to be getting into 21 questions. We're going to be talking about skincare routines, hyperpigmentation and melanin inclusivity. So are you ready?
That. Definitely. Let's do it. So nice to meet you and thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah. So question number one. I'm
Okay.
sure people know who you are, but for those that don't, who are you and what do you do?
Do they? My name is Sabrina Dhowre Elba. I am the CEO and co-founder of Sable Labs Beauty. I consider myself an activist as well and a humanitarian, but this brand has become my passion project, and skin in general is something that I've become really passionate about. So if you haven't tried it yet, it's available at Space NK.
And it'll be linked also down in the description box, of course. And question number two is, from doing some Sable Labs research, I know that you've put a lot of work into the ethos, research and meaning behind the brand. Just how long was Sable Labs in the lab before launching?
I feel most of my life, As soon as I understood that nothing was working for me, I was subconsciously trying to always find a better way. And, I grew up in a generation probably similar to you where a lot of the products that were targeted at melanin-rich skin were quite damaging in that they didn't necessarily focus on skin barrier protection. And I grew up in an area where I was the only Black girl in my class, and my friends didn't necessarily have the same issues that I was facing when it came to, even their acne. I found that when I'd get a spot, it'd be followed by post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which I didn't know that word when I was
that age, not at
17.
12,
Yeah, and I realized that, this wasn't a problem that I was having alone. It was a problem that tons of women who look like me were experiencing in the industry, particularly when it came to issues like hyperpigmentation, because products just aren't formulated with melanin-rich skin in mind. So we created Sable Labs.
And it was in the lab for a long time.
And it was
cooking.
in the lab. It was cooking. I know. Who knew teenage angst would turn into a brand?
So question number three, Sabrina. Sable Labs focuses on many things, which we'll delve into in a little bit more detail, but one of them is melanin inclusivity.
Yes.
So can you expand on this a little bit more? I know you just recently touched on it, but can we expand on it a little bit more?
And I think it does need expansion,
Yes,
because melanin inclusive in the industry, it feels like a newer term, right?
Yes.
But all it means is very simply, if you focus on melanin-rich skin at the beginning and you formulate with melanin-rich skin in mind, you actually get formulations that are better for everyone. So you start with the most sensitive group. Black skin is generally drier because it can lack ceramides, it can be more sensitive, it's obviously more prone to inflammation, which we've probably both experienced. So why not start there? And start with the group with the highest need, and then you can kind of build from there and benefit everyone. And that's when we realized the industry was actually the wrong way around. So for us, we not only became passionate about making sure that the products were tested across the range, but being considerate of what melanin-rich skin needs. And we love telling people, because I do get asked all the time, are the products only for Black skin? And I love being able to respond and say, they are for Black skin, which means they're better for everyone. And melanin inclusive is the term that we thought best incorporated that message, because we are inclusive of the needs of melanin-rich skin.
Perfect. So question number four, we know that being melanin inclusive doesn't negate other skin types. Just how important was the concept of melanin inclusivity when it came to launching Sable Labs?
It was everything, because for me, Jess, who's sitting, you guys can't see her, but she's blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and she was like my skincare expert friend. I feel like we all know someone in the industry, and we just went into the formulations thinking melanin inclusive, melanin inclusive, melanin inclusive, and not only that, gender inclusive, and everything down to the way the packaging looks. You know, is so that nobody
feels a certain type of way, like it appeals to both
neutrality,
male, female.
Exactly.
Perfect. And then question number five, at the core of Sable Labs is a simple yet effective skincare routine. What is your current morning skincare routine?
Oh my gosh, I could take you through my Sable steps. Shall we do that?
Absolutely. That sounds perfect.
I will admit, in the morning, I'm not a double cleanser.
Okay, and that's okay. I'm not also, because I'm not wearing any makeup in the morning and I've done an extensive evening skincare.
I'm the
so
same
I'm just
way.
a single.
Exactly. So I wanted to formulate a micellar water that was gentle enough on the skin, but obviously took off a lot of the dirt and the outside, and so I always start there. And then I go straight into my toner.
Yeah.
I know you heard of the toner.
Yes, this is high on my list.
First, we wanted a very comforting toner that still addressed issues around things like hyperpigmentation, but left your skin feeling glowy and soft, and you can use it on top of makeup as well and get like a nice refresher. But it's got a great combo of vitamin C, E, ferulic acid, which everybody loves, and black seed, which is very antiseptic. So then you get this kind of like clarifying effect with the toner. And then we have, of course, the Sabrina Labs moisturizer, and baobab is like, known as one of the trees of life, right? And
Absolutely.
it's antioxidant packed, but this is going to really help with people who are focused on hyperpigmentation and looking at prevention. And the whole range is designed to look at prevention as opposed to a band-aid solution, which you can find with some brands, right? We also have the serum. And the serum's been an amazing popular ingredient. So I will use it AM and PM. Some people do prefer to use it PM, but we always formulate thinking both parts of the day in mind. And okra is the staple ingredient there, which people were really excited about when we launched, because I don't think many people had seen okra, heard of okra. In skincare. And for us, like, I just wanted to create something that obviously had a really big punch when it came to issues like hyperpigmentation, but was so cushioning and felt really good and just made your skin look so luxe and lush. And for me, it's a very luxurious experience being able to put the okra serum on and to combine it with things like African resurrection plant, but also with a retinoid that, we really, really consciously chose. And people who have told us, oh no, I can't use a retinoid product, I feel like they don't even realize one is in there. So I love that. So that's my morning
Sable Steps skincare
routine.
Okay, and then for question number 6, what is your current evening skincare routine?
The only thing I change up in the evening is that I will use my cleanser as a double cleanse.
Yeah.
Hustle is this amazing ingredient that I feel like not enough people know about from East Africa. And Somali women have been using it forever, and it's a natural soap. I want to explore all aspects of A-Beauty, and A-Beauty is something that we've really taken to heart as a brand, and that's why you see African ingredients heroed on all of the products.
Yeah. Okay, so question number 7 is moving on to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. How important was it for you that the products tackled this particular skincare concern?
It was one of my biggest skincare concerns, and that's one of the reasons we incorporated our HyperPrevent system in our range. We don't only look at hyperpigmentation from one angle. We're not trying to get it off once it's on the skin. We're trying to limit the amount of melanin that brings itself to the surface with tyrosinase inhibitors, but also use ingredients that are packed with antioxidants to kind of help in that preventative factor, right?
And prevention is better than cure.
Yeah, I think so. Always.
Okay, so question number 8. If you had to pick one Sabrina Labs product to focus on hyperpigmentation and fade dark spots, what would it be and why?
It would be our serum. I do think a retinoid is one of the best ingredients you can use when you're talking about, preventing things like hyperpigmentation. And we really formulated that product to pack a punch around that issue specifically. We have amazing clinical data to back it up, 120% reduction in dark spots. I do think the serum is one you can't go wrong with. And we've gotten sort of amazing reviews around it. And of course, it's been a hero product for us and something that we're really proud of.
Adding the serum to my list also.
I love it.
Okay, so Sabrina, question number 9. If you had to choose, what has been the best part about launching Sabrina Labs?
I think launching a brand, like just launching something, has actually changed me, my thinking, the way I approach anything, to be so immersed in something, then to feel so passionate about every minutia, every decision, to me has been like an amazing experience. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I feel almost this sense of responsibility to create products for women who look like us to a very high degree of excellency. And I've taken that on board to something that I've just become super passionate about. Like, I'm a trained esthetician now. I love skin, and I love hearing that people like the products. And you build a passion like no other. And I think part of that has to do with just how all in you are. There's no avoiding it.
That's amazing. I love that. So question number 10, what's been the biggest challenge of your journey as a brand founder?
It's funny, I just said people's one of the best parts, but people's also
one of the worst too, honey.
Biggest challenges, because there isn't necessarily a handbook on how to work with people and think about, I want to make people feel their best. I want to encourage them to, deliver in a way that just shows their maximum potential. And okay, how does that person receive validation? And how does this person deal with conflict? And it's understanding and trying to become a better leader so that everyone just feels fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, I think I've realized the more fulfilled someone feels at work, the better the work environment is, and also it's just better for the business. Yeah, it's better for the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Question number 11. Sable Labs is well known for its proud involvement in the A-beauty community. Just how important was that to you when founding the brand?
Oh, it's become like probably the thing that I think not only defines us now as a brand in terms of people weren't really talking about A-beauty as much when we launched, and we were so happy to be a part of that shift. Like I don't remember how many times we said A-beauty. Like, it's A-beauty. It's African beauty. It was just something that we really wanted to see win, and I have so much ambition for A-beauty as a category. Like there is so much knowledge and so much tradition and so much heritage and so much love
and culture
behind it, and we want to see that combined with like innovation and really give it its full potential. And you know, we always tell people we're African botanicals meets modern science, because we want to see how we can bring life to some of these ingredients and elevate them and lift them up and see and realize their full potential as well. And A-beauty is just something that we're definitely all in for. We'll never create a new product without thinking, like, it's the first thing we think in our MPD journey is what's the next African botanical that we really want to champion? And then, of course, we build formulations around a problem that we're trying to solve or an innovation that we're trying to be at the forefront of. But it's something that's just inbred in us. And especially because of the way we source our ingredients, it's something that is just a driver for the business in terms of keeping us passionate and wanting to see change in the industry.
I love that. Question number 12. We know that skincare ingredients are super important to the brand. How has this affected the vetting process?
Oh my gosh. You know what? It's affected probably the most is who we work with and the partners we work with, because not everybody can work with raw materials in the way that we want to work with them. So I find that's probably where the most difficulty lies around our ingredients. It's finding the right partners.
Got you. Question number 13. For anyone new to Sable Labs, what product would you recommend trying out first?
You know what? I actually love giving people the cleanser to try.
Okay.
And I think we're so used to the typical cleanser feeling that when people try our cleanser and tell me, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe my skin felt so soft after. I remember my younger sister said to me, she's like, but I can still feel something on my skin. And I'm like, yeah, you can feel replenishing ingredients. That's what it's meant to feel like the shea and the rice bran oil. Of course, you're meant to keep those on your skin. Like, of course, it's going to get everything off. And we don't use any, sulfates. It's the surfactants are just the oat amino acids and the ghusl, and it's this really, really pure way of cleansing, but replenishing your skin as well. So I love hearing what people think, and also just introducing an ingredient that was like in my house every day.
The shea.
The ghusl, actually,
okay.
on a wide scale, because people are always like, how do you say it? And it is a hard word to say. But I've come to terms with people calling it ghusl.
Yeah, so it is a little bit difficult.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? I know. Somalis have like almost like a CH sound. Is that even the right way to...
for the
like
Q.
For the Qs,
right,
yeah.
got you.
Like a ka. It's a weird... Or maybe a GCH? No. I'm going to butcher that. Anyways.
Next question.
Well, we can call it ghusl.
Ghusl.
Yeah.
Got it. Moving on to question number 14. What's next for the brand, and do you have any product launches from Sable Labs that you can tease for our Space NK YouTube audience?
We do. And it's going to be really good.
So
and I think you're going to love
space.
it. Watch this space.
space.
And we'll make sure we send it to you as well. I can't wait to
Perfect.
see what you think about it. And it's one of the products that I'm most excited about. It's also one of the products that took us the longest because I am so picky with the texture and, just how effective it is. If I say too much, I'm going to give it away. But
Cut the cameras.
And it is a very saturated market for that particular product, but I just feel we've done something that just stands out and has integrity, and yeah, I'm really excited about it.
So question number 15 is, I hear that your mum had an important part to play in the brand. I know you mentioned her with the mask as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about your mum's involvement?
Yeah, it's funny because if she was here, she would take full ownership. Okay, like
Full
we just laugh about it all the time.
yeah.
She's like, I gave them the idea. These are my formulations. I'm like, yeah, mom, yeah. and I'm so happy for her to say that, because when I was younger, I used to kind of reject what she was saying. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you don't know what these brands are that I'm getting at Sephora. So. But I wish I just knew earlier that she was right and just listened. Like she would say to me all the time, like, I see that you bought some new stuff. Come back to me in 2 weeks. Tell me what your skin is saying. I would never, every time, it took me like 100 times to learn that she was just right, that sometimes just doing less is doing more. Yeah. So she has such an important role in the brand, and still to this day, like, will definitely send me articles about new ingredients and traditions I haven't heard of, and she'll even try the products new ways, and like she definitely sprays the toner on her scalp, and like she just has a way of thinking about skincare that everything should work for everything. And I'm just like,
multi-use,
multi-use, and like finding the best of these ingredients. And black seed, for instance, that we use in the toner, like is something that was so close to my family. Like my dad had it every day in his tea, and my mom says it's secure to everything, you know, and it is a really, really powerful anti-inflammatory ingredient. So that's probably why. But yeah, and I think like her being able to just have that conversation with us has just wanted us to elevate those ingredients and elevate these formulations in a way so I could take all of her stuff and combine it with all the stuff that we're learning on our side and with the labs. And because also being 100% natural was never the kind of brand we want it to be. Not only is that actually more harmful to the environment because you're taking more, but synthetic ingredients can lift up natural ingredients, you know, and make them more powerful.
Well. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of one of the reasons our brand has been seen now as a vanguard in African wellness, because it's new, it's different. It's not just trying to just put out the shea or just put out the baobab. It's like, how do we put these together in maximum impact formulations so you can have less steps, but ingredients that just hit a lot harder.
Perfect. Yeah. Question number 16. Now, of course, I know that the brand is founded by yourself and Idris Elba, and I love the fact that Sable Labs is genderless. What is Idris's favourite Sable Labs product, and how much involvement did he have?
His favorite is definitely the toner. And I did allude to,
because he was saying that
he was so adamant that we didn't need a toner and what does it do? And the reason, even the fact that it's in a spray, like this was so much of his sort of just creative inclusion. Like, well, why do I need a pad? Can't it just be easier? And I was like, you're right. And it was just all these things that I realized at the time I was kind of unlearning some of the marketing that had been so embedded in my head. No, you take a toner on a pad and that's what you do. But why is that what you do? You know, you can just spray ours directly on your face, let it dry or not. Because actually if you put the moisturizer on after when it's wet, it does absorb a bit deeper. So the toner is his favorite. He's found so many different ways to use it. He uses it as an aftershave now because of the exfoliating benefits. So because of the AHAs, he can get rid of things like ingrown hairs. And it's so much better than slapping on some alcohol and screaming like you're in Home Alone. Like that doesn't even make sense. Who decided that men had to do that? Like someone was like, yeah, you got to be tough. You need to scream when you put on.
We're gonna make you.
Hairs on your. It's like no, there's such gentler ways to do it. So he uses the toner for everything.
I love that. And then question number 17 is, what is your first skincare memory?
Oh, you know what? I definitely remember, like vividly in my head, my mom had this jar on her, and I remember it was brown with a gold lid, and I used to go into her room and sneak it, and I remember I just like to smell it and pretend I was her and be like, I don't know what I was doing, but I remember this jar so vividly. It was just on her vanity, and I think that was the first time that I understood that like nice things were in nice bottles. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember, oh, okay, those are the nice bottles. Like I should like touch those. But I'll never forget that jar. I don't even know what it was. Interesting.
So question number 18, I think you probably just mentioned it, but what is your first skincare product that you ever purchased?
Yeah, it was definitely those acne drugstore products, you know, anything that was a pad or a spot treatment or a scrub or a face wash with salicylic. Like that was where I started. And you can imagine then my first experience with purchase skincare was very aggressive and very harsh and almost unfortunately put me in a cycle of like, oh, this is how strong things need to be
for them to work.
Yeah, and actually if it burns, that's good. That means it's working. Like that's what I used to say, and I'm like, that is the most ridiculous thing. Like your skin and skincare in general should be so intuitive, because if your skin is telling you it's not working for you, it's not working for you. Don't force it. You know,
stop trying to make fetch happen.
It's not going to happen. Yeah. No, you're more likely to get like dermatitis or something and a flare up or dry patches or, you know, no.
Make it worse.
Exactly.
Question number 19 is, do you have any skincare secrets or wellness hacks that you think more people should know about?
I think doing less is definitely a skincare secret for me. Like I have tried to make a real effort to not buy into everything that comes out. I'm trying to cut out all the white noise, and I think that's probably my best skincare advice. So eliminate the white noise. All that to say that is definitely my best skin learning.
Got you. So question number 20 is, what is one skincare brand or product that you think is underrated? It can be ingredients, anything?
I definitely think scalp care is underrated. And I think it kind of came and went in a way. It is really important for hair growth and hair health in general. Like, I think we forget the scalp is just an extension of our face. Like, it should be treated with the same love that you treat your skin on your face with. So there is a product I discovered recently, and one of the things I thought was really innovative about it was I'm so used to hair oils, you know, and that very like thick kind of, heavy serum texture. But if you're somebody who doesn't want to wash every time you use a scalp treatment, the oil doesn't necessarily work, because every time I put the oil in, I'm like, well, now I've got to like,
it's build up, right?
Yeah, it's build up. And this formulation in particular was like water-based. And I was like, great, I don't mind doing another little extra blow dry, but I don't want to have to redo my whole style. And it's just, I love seeing innovation in that category. So I hope it's one that continues to grow. And it's definitely one I've been eyeing.
Got you. Question number 21. This is the last question, Sabrina. If you were trapped on a desert island, what is the one product you couldn't live without?
A lip product.
Yeah.
I got some dry lips. Unfortunately, I don't know why. I constantly, if I do not sleep with lip care, I wake up with dry lips. Like, it's just the one thing that I hate, and it gets me really like,
agitated.
Don't look at my lips, are they dry?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm the
it's
same.
funny. Beyond anything else, I'm like, I need a lip product.
So that's our final question, Sabrina.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's been really lovely. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's great.
So that is going to complete our 21 questions with Sabrina Elba. Thank you so much for coming onto the channel.
Oh, thank you so much for having me and letting me really open up about the products. And thank you to Space and Cave for creating this forum for us to have this conversation, because it's been such a good one.
It has, and it's been a very important conversation to have.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that you've been able to have it with us.
Thank you.
Perfect. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Everything that Sabrina and I have mentioned will be linked in the description box. Thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.